esteemed attorney. You're just incredible. We're so lucky to have you. I know, I gotta take a deep breath too. I gotta take a deep breath too. So, thank you. I'm gonna officially introduce you now. Mr. Mike Daisley, we're gonna take our photos. Advocacy work and is our honoree. So,
Mayor Lyles.
Mayor Lyles. So this was a special tribute that some of our supporters who know you very well pulled together for you.
One thing I tell you now for sure, I haven't had nearly enough to drink. And by the time I finish, you guys may be saying the same thing. I don't know. This is beyond something. Wow. Jennifer, thank you. Chrissy, wherever she's around, she's been the greasing machinery to make all this stuff happen as well. Great staff. This is just beyond. Thank you. I have been asked a little bit to, I guess, sing my supper here a little bit, and say a little bit about the history of this event, which, again, began 35 years ago. And yes, I was there at it. I am that old, no question about it. This goes back to 1988, and I was a member then of a group called Movers and Shakers. Young Professionals Against MS. And we later changed the name of that organization because, you know, if you have to call yourself Movers and Shakers, you're almost by definition not one, you know. So. But it was a clever name. You caught it, right? Movers and Shakers, you got it. So, but we were looking for a fundraiser to do during the summer, in the summer of '88. And we all were meeting together, and I actually had just seen this Michael Moore movie a couple months earlier, in which he was kind of making fun of the executives at General Motors at Flint, Michigan, and they were at a Gatsby Gala garden party. And he was making fun of it, but damn, it looked like a fun party. And so I suggested that, the group liked it, and you know, the rest is kind of history. It did take us, the first one was actually at the then new Providence Country Club on the putting green. On a Sunday afternoon in August, there was a celebrity croquet tournament that featured General Manager Carl Scheer, the then new Charlotte Hornets. I also had then Mayor Sue Myrick. Little did I know that 8 years later she would be in Congress and I would be the Democratic nominee running against her, but it was still a good time. It took us a year or two to realize that Sunday afternoon outside may not be the best way of getting a big crowd, especially in August. And so we moved it to Saturday night and inside, and it's been there ever since, although at different locations. I will say that you guys are part of a very historic event. We have never had a sit-down dinner before, so you guys are experiencing a very new part of MS, and so I appreciate that. We also, I didn't really miss the dance, although I did kind of miss the dance. Well, we're going to have that too, and we'll get to it here real quick. But I do think that this is just it's a real good evolution of certain things. I've also been asked to tell you though a little bit about my journey that began, strangely enough, on my 25th birthday when I got diagnosed. And people of a certain age in this room will remember just where you were on that day, December 9th, 1980. You woke up that morning to the news that John Lennon had been shot and killed the night before outside of the Manhattan apartment. And it was that day also, in addition to hearing that news, I had a second appointment with a neurologist in 6 months because of some stiffness, tingling in my legs, a little bit difficulty walking back then. And the doctor said, Mike, I think you have multiple sclerosis. It has been quite the journey since then. And what I'd like to do is to tell a little bit about the last 43 years, and 3 stories that I think will encapsulate a lot of what MS has been with me. And I think part of it, I hope, will resonate with you for folks that have MS and folks that you know with MS, and folks that you know that are in the healing process, which all of us are in. There's one thing I've learned in this is that healing, health, and wholeness are actually from the same old English derivative. They're part of the same origin. And health, wholeness does not always necessarily bring about a physical cure. We are all in a healing process, on a process of being whole. So these are 3 quick stories of gifts, of unexpected gifts. Because as awful as MS has been, as aggravating, and as pissed as shit as I get sometimes with myself, and I was worried over there about, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom once I get up here. So far, so good. But for all the aggravation, I cannot say that my having had MS is a good thing, but I can say that good things have come from it. Here's 3 stories. The first one was actually just a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of days after that diagnosis on December 9th, 1980. I was working for Davidson College at the time. I had just come back to the college, having graduated a couple of years earlier, and had a little college apartment right off campus. And was fixing one evening a plate of good bachelor spaghetti, the chef boy kind of, and moved to turn to go take it to the table, except, and MS patients will know this, you send the signals and the leg doesn't get it. And so down I go in slow motion, with this plate of spaghetti in my hand, getting ready to hit the floor. And instinctively, I get rid of the plate and grab hold of the ledge. And of course, what goes up must come down, and it did. And it's all over me, this plate of spaghetti. And there I am, age 25, pretty good athlete. Been told I was a really good dancer. I've just been diagnosed with this incurable disease. And I think about, and with spaghetti all over, think about all the thousands of things that could have come in my head right now. And what came in my mind was an old Richard Pryor comedy routine. Back in college, we used to listen to this a lot, especially when Richard Pryor took on the role of a black preacher, talking about apologizing to the congregation for drownings that occurred last week, things like that. And there was one in particular routine where he was really upset with some of the people that were coming to church. And he said, "And all you crippled people coming in here and knocking down things and shit, can't you find another church to go to?" And that's what I thought of. And that's exactly what it did, is I laughed. I have no idea why, but I can only think of what might have happened had I gone in some dark, bad direction. I count it as a gift. Whether it's from me or from one outside source, the Lord knows. I'd like to think the latter. Story number 2. Fast forward about 20 years, 25 years, and I'm an attorney, practicing chart. I'm also a certified mediator. I get hired by attorneys sometimes to come and help resolve cases, and I've been asked to do that for a case which the attorney's office was in the Bank of America Tower downtown. And I go and I park, and I should have known this beforehand, but there are a lot of Bank of America towers downtown. Bank of America Center, Bank of America Corporate Center, etc. Well, I think I finally was told the right one to go to about number 3. All right, so this is hot summer. I'm in a suit, I'm carrying a briefcase, I'm also using a cane at one, and I'm beginning to get pretty tired. And I go across Great Drive and get to the corner. As I'm heading into it's the brown building. That was the right NCMB building, Bank of America. And I'm heading there, and I'm looking toward the front door, and I see him. Out of the corner of my left eye, I see him. And he gets up and he leaves his trash bag of belongings where the bus stop was. And he starts heading in my direction. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, am I an easy target. I've got a cane, I'm walking slow, and boy, I'm thinking, this is not what I need right now, I'm already late. And I just keep moving. I'm focused on the door, but I see him out of my mind. And he keeps coming. Lord, God bless him, Lord, but not me. And the Lord heard my prayer, because the man kept walking faster. And finally he gets up on me. I'm still, but when he comes up right beside me, I stop. And I turn and I look at him. Yes, do you need something? He looks at me, looks at my back, looks back up at me. Can I help you with that? Can I help you with that? So that was a gift. And it was a reminder of a gift I'd been taught a couple of years earlier. On the day my dad died, and I got down to my parents' house, and there was a real close family member there who really wanted to make me a sandwich, and I went in all hungry. And about the 3rd time she asked, in about 15 minutes, all of a sudden it dawned on me, Daisley, you don't need the sandwich as much as she was making one for you. It's very important sometimes to let people make you a sandwich, even though you may not like it. And it's very important for caregivers to be able to say, you may need it, but I need it. Let me make you a sandwich. Let me do this for you. It's a bit of grace. It's a gift of grace. So yeah, a gift that I probably would not have gotten but for the mess. Third and final story of a gift. An amazing gift, a surprising gift, one that I did not expect. Look around you. Look here right now. That gift is tonight. Tonight. It blows me away what you all have done. And to say thank you is just not nearly enough, but that's what I'm asking you to do. And I'm also going to ask you, as I sit down, to think about gifts and to think about the nature of gifts and what they do. Ones that you receive, from which you don't know, and then things that you might give that you don't even know what good they do until maybe years later or at all. But the nature of gifts. And I think if there's anything that MS has taught, it is yeah, it's okay to make plans and okay to do things, but there are no guarantees in life, especially for people in MS, they know that. And so even the ordinary days are extraordinary, and that's a great lesson. And the lesson from those extraordinary days is to begin to look at life through the lens, the reality of abundance, rather than the fear of scarcity. Because we do have so much abundance. Boy, oh boy, have you guys demonstrated that tonight. And for that, I am most humble and grateful. Thank you all.
That's okay, Mike. They know who I am. Thank you, Mike. Mike Daisley, our honoree this evening. Thank you so much.